Ainsworth has come in. The two after Marney are cancelled, so we don't have the next one starting until 1:20 after that. So I just wonder whether we should take Marney and then we'll take a break for half an hour. Is that all right? Okay, Marney, come forward. Sustainable Otautahi.
We do have a fourth person coming, so I'll just pull up a chair just in case he arrives.
Okay.
Oh, no, I suppose so.
Oh, somebody can deliver that for you if you could. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, kia ora koutou. We are here on behalf of Sustainable Otautahi Christchurch, and I have accompanied with by Jocelyn Pepperell and Elizabeth Guthrie, and John Adams is cycling possibly as we speak from Kashmir High to be here at 1, but I'm sure he'll understand. I hope.
We're running very behind time, so we just kind of want to catch up.
Absolutely. So Sustainable Otautahi Christchurch is a membership-based group of people who are very active in the community. And at a recent public forum that we had about strong sustainability post-earthquake, we had about 40 people present and 60 plus organisations represented in the room. So, you know, very active people. And we come to you today from another public meeting that we held this week, and we apologise for the timing of it. It would have been great if the councillors could have attended, which was to hear the authors of a paper looking at the impact of privatisation on the Wellington Lines Company.
We actually mentioned that it was a shame that it was held while we were hearing submissions.
And I'm sure that the authors would be more than happy to come back down and talk to the council should you wish that. One of them is external advisor to the Wellington Council's Audit and Risk Committee as well, so it's a document of substance. So our aim is long-term strong sustainability, and I'll repeat that, it is in our submission, but we emphasise that long-term strong sustainability means that people have their basic needs met so that they can live in dignity in healthy communities with a minimum impact on natural systems both now and the future. And it's that aim that we feel that the long-term plan as it's currently written up, that it is inconsistent with that. The essence of strong sustainability is ethics, values and worldviews. And in our submission we have asked that you give a greater prominence to the principles of democracy and sustainability, that they be the guiding principles that you use to make the very hard decisions that are in front of you at the moment. We believe that if those values are adopted as a prerequisite and as the foundation, that you will get the outcome of stability and diversity, including biodiversity and resilience, that we know that you're looking for. We believe also that the kind of crunch decisions that Council has in front of it now mean that you're in a unique opportunity. You have a unique opportunity to take the change strategies and decisions that you need to take, any organisation needs to take, to reach a strongly sustainable future. And in your handout on the back, it's an old, it's about 20 years old now, but the idea of the sustainability funnel, demands on resources and systems, mean that there's less and less available and choices have to be made, and the change process of going through the funnel to be able to come out the other side better off. And with the demands, the unusual demands of the earthquake and the spending and income issues that you have, bring the two things together so that we are working as we make the sacrifices, which are inevitable, to a strongly sustainable future. I'm sure other submitters have talked to you about climate change and why it's a good idea to believe in it. That's not our position that we're advocating. We're saying that it's sensible risk management. There's no point getting into an either or. Is it right or is it wrong? The prospects of disastrous climate change are expressed in probabilities, and we need to plan for all eventualities. So it has to be done if in good conscience for our children and their futures. Now, we have said to you that we don't think that we can comment on many of the specifics that you've put forward. And we feel that that's because the processes of reaching out haven't been in depth enough, and what we've been asked to comment on or contribute to is not of substance. And I mean, there is a lot of spin, let's face it. We hear about unemployment, for example, where we're told that the unemployment rate is virtually nil. 2.2%, you know, people say, and I'm sure possibly you even repeat it, it's so low we know their names. And yet there's nearly 5,000 at the time that that statement was made, 5,000 people under the age of 25 in this city unemployed during a so-called boom economy. That's the fact. We hear in the long-term plan that Christchurch rates are historically lower than those charged by other councils. And yet we dig into the fine print and we see that in Christchurch, a property with a rating value of $600,000 is being paid, or will pay $2,657. And in Auckland, a property valued at the same rate, and let's not get into the red herring of what you can buy for your money in Auckland, it's valued at the same level for rating purposes, $2,310. It's less in Auckland. Okay, water is on top of it, but it's less in Auckland. We look at the long-term plan where it says that Orion New Zealand is required to operate within a strict statutory framework and council's influence is limited. Or we listen to people who've been on the Electricity Commission, been part of the regulators who say that privatisation is madness, that if there is privatisation, the prices will go up. So the council may as well retain those assets, revalue them and pocket the increased prices yourself, because at least you're going to retain control over that asset and you can put the prices down if you change the policy on how you value those assets. And if, in terms of sustainability, there is the example in Wellington of the Lions Company where the council is wanting to change the lights to LEDs to save electricity, save costs. In the response of the power company as well, we have to maintain our profit margins, we're going to put the prices up. Recently, sticking with power, we find that 25% of households are living unable to afford to heat their houses properly, 33% in Wellington. What's it going to be like in Christchurch when the power prices go through the roof under a privatised option? So what we're suggesting to you is that for assets,
Got 1 minute.
that what you're proposing will not be cost effective for households and businesses. And what we want you to do, please, is to step back and give some thought to the purpose, your primary purpose, which is to enable democratic local decision making. That is your primary statutory purpose. A lot of people usually just run over it. Oh, we'll just rush over to that. No, stick with it. Give us a reason to stay in Christchurch. Give us the opportunity to create a future that our children will be able to and our grandchildren will be able to live in. Give us the right to develop the tragic choices if those choices are there to be made, if that's really what it comes down to. And take it to the next election if necessary so that we can vote on them. So that in summary is what we're saying. Turn to democracy, defer, rewrite your plans, so any proposals to spend up over the next 2 or 3 years or any asset sales are put off. Go back to the drawing board and bring all the people of Christchurch into it. Invoke your engagement and consultation plan and make us part of it. Kia ora koutou.
Kia ora, thank you very much. I'm afraid there isn't time for questions, so thank you for making the presentation on behalf of Sustainable Otautahi. I see that John Ryan